you want to check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's roll. Let's have a giant Tuesday. Big NCAA basketball card. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for. We move on to a beauty that John Ryan's picked out. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Number 16th ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, 3-1 on the season. Their first legitimate road game at Carver-Hawkeye Arena, Iowa City, Iowa, to face the number 3 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes, who've played all 3 of their games thus far at home. Let's see what we are dealing with from a market perspective here. 7:30. We have Iowa as 3.5-point favorites. That is juiced, minus 114. This total high, 156.5. ACC Big Ten Challenge. After opening its season with 3 straight wins, North Carolina coming off a 69-67 loss to Texas in the final of the relocated Maui Invitational. The Tar Heels were just 1 for 9 from 3. They struggled to get easy buckets. They're hitting just 41.9% from the field. They're averaging just 10 assists per game. Iowa's opened its season with 3 easy home wins against weak competition. They started with a 97-67 win over North Carolina Central, followed that up with a 103-76 win over Southern, and most recently defeated Western Illinois Leathernecks, 99-58. 6'11" senior Luka Garza averaging 34 points, 9.7 boards a game. And you might be thinking, this guy's got to be 30 years old now. 21. How is he still 21, John?
I have no idea. It must be age-reducing enhancements.
Something.
I have no idea.
Okay, John, 7:30 p.m. This is a marquee matchup. North Carolina, Iowa. Take it away.
Well, with Luka Garza, what's really impressive is, and granted, this is against weak competition, as you mentioned, but he's averaging 34 points a game on 26 minutes.
Yeah.
So if he starts pumping regular time here against these, like I would easily expect him to play more than 32 minutes in this game tomorrow night. And he's going to have a tougher time, but he's so experienced, and he's so big, and he's quick, and he's smart. And this whole Iowa team is smart, and I'm not saying that North Carolina is not. But the chemistry on Iowa, I think, is going to be a lot better than on North Carolina. And if we look at some of these metrics here, North Carolina has yet to get the offense really together. We're used to them scoring, 85 a game, 90, sometimes 100. And they're actually averaging 72.8 per game, ranking 132nd. Whereas Iowa, again, the caveat is against weak opponents, is averaging 99.7, which is number 2 in the country. They have an assist to turnover ratio of 2.4. That ranks 3rd in the nation. And you know already that I love teams that pass the ball unselfishly, looking for the best shot. And a lot of times it is Garza, but he makes them. So it doesn't matter in this situation that he's averaging 34 points and leading the team by a lot. It's similar to Kansas, except Kansas doesn't pass the ball like Iowa can. They have the 7th best assist to field goal made ratio of 0.727. They're number 2 in assists per game. By comparison, we said Boston College had 10 per game. Well, Iowa's averaging 24. And that's with Garza not even averaging 30 minutes a game. In fact, I don't think any of the starters have averaged 30 a game. Conversely, North Carolina, like 238th, averaging 10 assists per game, which is actually worse than Boston College right now. But they are always a great rebounding team. That doesn't really work against a team that shoots a high percentage. And Iowa's effective field goal percentage is 58% right now, good for 19th in the country. Another ratio I like looking at is free throws attempted to field goals attempted. And that ratio is healthy for Iowa, ranking 18th best at 0.47. So that means nearly half their shots are coming from the free throw line versus the field goals, 2-pointer and 3-pointers combined. And that's what you want. And they're hitting 76% of their free throws. You want, 80 would be better, but 76 at the college level is outstanding. North Carolina does a good job with that too. They have a .465 free throw attempt to field goal attempt ratio, and their field goal percentage though is pretty poor for a North Carolina team. It's 45%, ranking 215th against Iowa's 58%, good for 20th best in the country. So I have like hundreds of these metrics I could go through and put everybody to sleep, but I think you're starting to see how different these teams can really look once you put once you put the betting line out of your mind. You can go through these metrics and know who the better team is, and then see what the line is. So I'm all over Iowa.
I hear that. I hear you're all over Iowa. The only pause I get is I feel like I need to see a team like Iowa up against another good team, and that's kept me. I'm only 9 NCAA basketball bets into this season. I'm sitting at 6-3. I've been extremely choosy, and it's just a situation where North Carolina has tested itself and Iowa hasn't. And Iowa's a very dangerous team, and you're getting -3.5. I think this is I can completely understand why you are making this wager. I just still feel like I need to see Iowa play a team, other than North Carolina Central, Southern, Western Illinois. And then
it's been weak competition, but the thing that offsets that for me, Jimmy, is Garza, and how he's the leader of that team. If he wasn't on the team and it was another All-American per se, and not a Player of the Year candidate, I probably would be thinking more along the lines of what you're suggesting, that you have to be careful because they haven't played anybody yet. But it's going to be a test. I'm not saying they're going to win by 25, but I do think they're going to cover that spread.
And it's not a big one at that. So you're getting a nice line, -3.5 at -114 for the Iowa Hawkeyes at home to the North Carolina Tar Heels.